Right.
Alright, so what is your question?
Okay, so we were covering experiences with you being abused and reasons why you might think it was Stephen not wanting you to speak. We were basically covering what had happened to you and the abuse happened with you and your brothers and sisters with the women, well not the women, the folks, and
Household,
then after that you were talking about very important things, and then I just wasn't recording, so I let you speak because I just wanted you to speak freely. But then I was like, dang, I really wish we should record this. So
and I give my consent for you too, because this is solid evidence. You know, this is a testimony. This is like
you're giving this
evidence,
to a Vets for Child Rescue and volunteer. So under those
CPS,
terms, this is well when I'm not CPS, but it's
you're my gateway to it.
Yeah, I mean a stepway, a gateway. Yeah, I'm an advocate for your defense and your safety. That's the thing.
Well, let's kick it off. So as we all know, I was adopted through CPS because my biological mom has been doing drugs, and I will be honest, I've heard rumors that she relapsed, and my adopted mother Louise had told me that she had been doing drugs again. Mm-hmm. So it all started because I found out that Deborah was my mom when my sister moved out in 2017 on May 18th, 2017, on her 18th birthday.
Wow.
Or no, 18th. It was 2018 then. Yeah. So 2018. She moved out, and I've been seeing her, and I've been seeing my mom. I found out I had a little brother. I found out that I got, an actual father figure who actually really cares. And my biological family, yes, is a very healthy, crazy family. Healthy but crazy. And they do everything. They love each other to death. Even though they fucking disagree with the shit all the time, they love each other to death. That's a healthy household. Okay? Being able to move on at the end of the day, even though you fucking hate each other's guts, you still love them.
Do you feel safe at your adopted mother's house? And
no.
If not, why?
If I were to go back right now, I would be beat the fuck out of or put in juvenile hall, because that's what they threatened me with.
That's what Stevens told me.
They told me that if I decided to take off again, which I did, but only for my safety, I grabbed my batteries for my cochlear implant. I grabbed everything that I could. And then I just fucking walked here from Copperopolis to Oakdale, and I went over to an address, and I knocked on Katie's door. I'm like, hey, where's Katie? One of her roommates had answered and told me, oh, Katie moved out. I walked down the street, and then she pulls up, and that's how I got here.
Right.
But growing up, pretty much what happened was, I will tell you, I did have a good childhood. I was beat, but only if I did some really bad shit, like really bad.
We tend to focus on happy memories and edit out the bad stuff. So that's good to hear that you've gotten nothing there.
I understand. It's just it's not just the people that are fucked up. It's gotta have a reason. Sure. It's like a trigger, and I understand people have triggers. You pull the trigger of a gun, the gun's gotta go fucking off, and the bullet's gotta hit something. It can't keep going on forever. But we had a lot of trips to Disneyland. We had a lot of trips to going. We went to Florida, like Disney World, and we went to the NASA Space Center. That's my shit right there. That's like, they did that part just for me. Okay, because I was a huge fan of NASA at that time, and they did that part for me. They were like, let's go to fucking NASA for the kid, and the whole family went. And then my brothers and my sister, they both looked at me after the trip and said, now we know why you like rockets so much. But the funny thing is, all of them got thrown up on the rocket ride while I'm sitting in the front, and there's a picture. I'm like, yeah. And I'm like 9 years old, and I'm not throwing up in the rocket. So yeah, we're laughing about it, having good times, talking about it now. That's proof it's a good memory. I remember that shit. It's funny as fuck. I remember going on It's a Small World after all in Disneyland. I remember literally going everywhere. You know, it was fun. We went on camping trips. I learned how to fish. I learned how to hunt. I learned how to do all that shit with my brother. And this is this part is where it gets bad.
And then I would like to say this. There's an example you're going to say where it gets bad. Say I've got your favorite cookie recipe, right? Just for the sake of example, it's your favorite food.
Yeah, you know.
And I put
like
a little bit of cat shit in it. That's what you're about to add to the cookie recipe. You just listed me this perfect cookie recipe.
No, this is where everything goes wrong.
But this, what I'm saying is, your life over there seems to be a cat shit cookie. You're not going to want to eat it anymore once you add the abuse to it. That's what I'm saying.
Well,
It's a fucking
I had a
recipe now.
good ass life. Even though I grew up deaf, I will say that my adopted parents, they did get me an education, but I was the one that fucked that part up. I fucked up my education.
Look at to take responsibility, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna take blame for
Good
that
shit.
because I decided to go out, run away, smoke and drink instead of go to school.
Okay.
That's me being brutally honest with myself. I accepted that, but I actually know I can do it. I can get a job, you know,
Right.
guaranteed. But point being, and point said is this perfect cookie. This is a cookie from Hell's Kitchen. This is how good this cookie is.
Right. That sounded
And
pretty
now
nice.
it's about to be a cookie from hell, like actual hell.
Yes.
This is where it gets bad. Okay.
Okay.
Parents divorce. Kids are screaming and fucking with each other. Like always slamming each other's heads in the walls and shit. Jerry stabbed me in the ass with under the door with a knife while I was on the phone. He cut the telephone line, and that in itself is a felony, a federal crime.
Okay.
Because you're cutting off someone's final plea for help when you do that. I thought that was my final plea. Him and I were left home alone all the fucking time. And Jerry would beat the fuck out of Catherine. Catherine would beat the fuck out of Jerry. And Stephen was out. And then Charlie was in. Charlie Jensen, Sean Jensen, who is a son of my adopted mom.
Sure.
That is a fucking trip right there in itself. So, Charlie is a fucking crazy ass person all in herself, but she has been through a lot, so I understand her problems now are rooted from her problems in the past.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it was kind of like a time warp. It looks like this. All these problems over here, silence. I have a bunch of problems here, silence. That's how I am too.
Okay.
But yeah, so she was there. Basically, Louise was bringing all these characters in who would not have a good effect on my life.
Okay.
She went for a dating service after, my dad's situation through Steven, right?
Sort of, yeah.
So I don't need to explain that.
Yeah, I
You
know
know
that.
that.
I don't even need to know everything.
Yeah, but my mom's situation, since I've been with my mom and he hasn't, he's been seeing her and helping her, but that's about it. I don't know what they talked about, but that's it.
Mm.
So, I don't know if you knew about that part.
Didn't.
Yeah, I'll explain that.
Okay.
So after the divorce, kids are literally fucking beating the shit out of each other. I'm screaming at people. I'm giving them, I'm not screaming like, I'm gonna fucking kill you, like they are. I'm screaming, shut the fuck up and leave me the fuck alone or you're gonna fucking regret it.
Okay.
That's about what I'm saying. It's kind of the equivalent, but what my
That's what
intention
you're
was
trying
to
to
make them
communicate.
shut the
I get
fuck
you.
up. That's it.
You were trying to communicate. Legally.
Yeah, and I'm like, they're going totalitarian and fucking genocide on each other, while I'm over here, I'm kind of like the good side of communism. I'm like, let's just all share our shit and not fucking, like, do anything. We have to listen to all one person. And I was trying to say, we need to listen to our mom, because I didn't know who she was. And I was like, we need to listen to our mom, and we needed to shut the fuck up, because we all know that if it weren't for here, none of us would be here right now. So you genocide, go in your room and go fucking play Call of Duty. You, totalitarian government, quit stalling and go back to Russia.
Mm-hmm.
Better make it quick because you're rushing for time.
That's fine.
There's 2 jokes right there.
Mhm.
But I'm pretty good at joking when there's some serious shit going on.
That's like a corny Russian Laffy Taffy joke.
Yeah, I know. So quit stalling and go back to Russia. But But the genocide joke was funny. I was like, go play Call of Duty or something.
I didn't like Starfire. He definitely didn't like it. Well, we'll
So-
get into the history lesson, yeah.
Yeah, what's going on though was like we had a good childhood and then it just got fucked over by the divorce. And you heard about the part where I would go over with my dad to go to grandpa's.
Nope.
All the kids went with my dad at one point because Louise, she was I don't know what the fuck she was doing, but we stayed with our dad for about 8 months at our grandpa's house, and our dad had no money.
And she didn't say anything about that?
Yeah, and grandma had died about 8 years prior. And I remember that house being, bro, I'm about to get emotional right now. Like, this is my childhood right here. These are the key moments. Holidays. The holidays. That is what I had at that house. Grandpa, we would visit him. He's in Riverbank. He's here, like, you know, he's still around, but he's in a fucking hard-ass position. He's gonna die soon. It could be right now. But the point is, I remember Uncle Michael, the one I told you about that died right at this intersection in the car accident. He was there. Anytime I walk in that house, I imagine on his birthday and for Christmas and Thanksgiving, because him and I were both the youngest in the family. Like, brother, like, we're both the youngest brother. And there's the same amount of brothers, and there's 1 girl and 3 boys. That's how it was for the family. That's how it was from Robert's family. It would be Robert, Uncle Michael, Uncle Charlie, and then Aunt Linda. You know, like, that's not in order of the age because I don't know it, but I know Uncle Michael was the youngest and my dad was the second youngest. So then that means either it's Aunt Eileen, no, Uncle Charlie's the oldest probably because he's graying the most. But this kitten's climbing on me. Can you get it? I don't want it to fall.
Yeah, it won't.
Thank you. But yeah, like I remember having some bomb ass food at that place, kicking it with my good cousins. You know, like these are actual good people. Kicking it with them, and their names are Stephanie Beck and Stephen Beck.
Okay.
Stephen Beck, he's kind of a fucking asshole, but I mean, he's still my cousin. But I knew there's some shit with him that happened between this Stephen and the other Stephen. It's the War of Stevens, I guess.
Okay.
But his Stephen is the other Stephen, like spelled kind of like Stephanie. Stephen.
So, what about Kat? I'm trying to remember what you said before. You said she was in. Do you want to get into that? Or you
I'm kind of like building up to it.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, I'm explaining it in chronological events.
Gotcha.
Like
okay.
through my life, like
I'm trying to
major
get this.
details. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So, after divorce, what do you think someone does after a divorce?
They get a bitter typically, or they get really happy because they're free. But
Yeah. So, my dad was the one that got really fucking depressed because he sank financially. My mom was his last anchor. And that anchor slipped into the Marianas Trench, and all he was doing was going down, 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 down.
That sucks.
Yeah, so he's 10,000 pounds sinking through the water. And you know that with pressure comes with the anchorage, it will sink, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what he's doing. His heart is sinking. It's depressing him. He's already got a bad back. He's already got all these other problems. He literally just found out his youngest brother died last year, and they're not getting justice for his name. I'm beginning to think that what if after this whole family feud thing, not referencing Steve Harvey or anything, but like this whole family feud between 3 different families now, what if Uncle Michael was offed and Uncle Russell was offed?
To be honest. That was the thing as I told him, look, she's the niece of my friend who I believe was killed for helping me, because if you look at the time he died,
It's very suspicious.
It's like 2 weeks after he wanted to move in here.
Yeah. And he let it be known. So Honestly, no disrespect to Uncle Russell, but I would have just kept my mouth shut about that. Not
He was
helping
trying to help
you.
me. He thought he was
Like, I would have
dying.
helped you, but, like, not say that I was coming here.
Yeah. Well,
If he let it
here's
slip,
what happened.
it's fucked.
He called me on my phone that was stolen by Noriega. And Noriega is the one who cleaned out his house after he died.
That's the one that probably stole our shit.
He admits to it, yeah. Actually, well, I want to confirm. Michelle Hoffer here had him.
Did you tell her that?
I asked her if she knows who Michelle Hoffer is, and I'm trying to, but yeah, I told her Noriega is.
Before you help me with my case, or should I help you with my case first because it's.
Well, you are.
I'm related to him, and I can be a key
witness. It's the
witness.
same thing. You show up on the 9th, he can't weasel out of what he just told you there, because that's what he told me, and they would be trying to wash me alone if he didn't say that. And it's like, why would you set me up like that? Well, bro, he got in a rock and a hard place. I think, he told me he was sent here to scout me.
And I understand that's lifting him up out of that hard place.
And then, and then he figured, he goes, God, this guy really is fucking loving me as an old brother from the church, like what they're really supposed to, like a fucking real LDS person. And not asking for money.
Like, show me what this guy's going to do.
Yeah, like he told his mom, he goes, he's let me live in his house for free. He saved my life. He got me off the street. He fed me out of his own pocket. This man starved for a week out of the month so that I could have food to eat for over a year. Why is he a piece of shit? Because he took me off the street and kept me from prison and kept me from dying? I don't know.
That's what they were talking about when you came over?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They call me a piece of shit whenever everyone just keeps threatening him. But anyway, shit, we were gonna cover something else.
My sister.
Yeah, well, there was your
Yeah,
sister.
I'm building up. Like, right now is where it's coming out.
Yeah, there was
So, my mom, after she got into a relationship, she, I don't know what she was thinking, but she hopped onto an LDS Mormon site, like immediately after divorce. I think she did it and drained my dad of all his money.
Okay.
I think Robert's innocent. Like, he's trying to really help me.
Yeah.
Worst comes to worst, if I can't get legal guardianship, like if you can't get legal guardianship of me, then I'm going to either my biological family, my other side of the biological family, because my biological family has a few. Half of them are divided among each other, but there's a really good side, and I see the gooder side. I see the better side. I'm choosing
He
that.
can have custody, and then let him know, hey, I'm gonna be over here.
Steven's over the age of 18. He can become my legal guardian.
Actually, did he lose custody of you as a?
No, it's 50-50.
Well, then he can sign to let me be a temporary guardian here without her permission. If he'll do that, and you can talk to him, say, look, I want to stay.
I think he would like it.
He'd have to give that, but if he signs that, we can make it legal, and you can stay here legitly. No
That's
problems.
good. That's good. Then that's what we should do. You got
I've
proof
done
of
that
me
before.
agreeing to it. Like
I
right
did
now.
that with a 17-year-old whose dad worked in the circus. No, if I sound stupid, but he did. He traveled, and her name's Jody Stanch. And yeah.
You're not clowning, are you?
No, that's funny as fuck.
Oh man. But yeah, like, so my mom, she brings in the first guy after my dad, and this guy, at first, I thought he was pretty cool. He introduced me. He introduced me to a lot of things. He introduced me to how to clean a car. Like I was, around 13 to 15 years old when he was around. Like maybe no, I think it was more like 11 to 14. 11 to 14. Okay, so I was in 5th grade when this guy started coming around. So that should give you a good area. I don't know how old I was in 5th grade. I think it was more like I was 10 years old around that time. 10 and 11, I was good because I had good parents and they were married. Right after that, literally the transition from 6th to 7th grade, I was the straight A kid in 6th grade. Valedictorian of my class, just like my sister. She graduated valedictorian. We're all smart kids. Okay?
Right.
The thing is, I went into 7th grade from 6th grade, stupid as fuck. Like, I'm not trying to be mean. Like, I was dumb. Literally. I forgot my multiplications tables. And I was a 7th grader that could not do math. I could not do my multiplications tables. I could not do nothing. I could not find the square root of 64. It's 8, by the way. All these other kids in algebra, they're memorizing the number to what pi is. They're trying to memorize the infinity number.
It's kind of impressive when you can get it to like 60 numbers.
16?
60.
60.
Just keep going. What is the number for pi? I don't even remember. It's
3.87. That's what I know. That's all I know.
It goes on for hours.
Yeah.
Like I've seen people just go blah, 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 blah. Isn't it like one of these fucking almost endless things? It's more than 16.
Oh no.
Maybe I'm wrong.
This is like
Square root pi?
infinity.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
pretty much the key thing is this guy came into my life and he
I saw someone quote the whole thing actually. I'll have to look it up. I'm extremely tired right now, and I'm sorry.
I think
you off.
no, that's cool.
I'm trying to get this out because it's important.
Yeah. Well, there's here. I'll make that pi thing right now. I'm gonna say something real quick that's gonna make that pi thing relevant, right? You know how the number of pi is like infinity, right? That's the list of problems that my mom brought in my life.
That seems
Seriously.
to happen to a lot of parents. That's an ongoing thing.
Seriously,
Families
both
actually
moms, they
work
did bring a
together.
lot of problems. One of them is better than the other though.
Okay.
That's my
Good.
biological mom. But
Really lucky to know her.
yeah, I'm happy I do. She helped me see a lot of shit. You know, like what I basically found out is that I come from 2, maybe 3 different major crime families.
Oh damn. Okay.
Yeah, like that's what I found out. I think, yeah, Robert told me he was from the mafia, from Jersey, and he was trying to get sanctuary, and like sanctions and stuff. So he came over to California, and grabbed his pops and got his whole family over here. And Uncle Charlie is the one running basic operations back there. He's the only brother still doing this shit. That's how come he's so rich.
Okay.
So, I will say it again. Robert Knittle told me he was in the mafia.
Well, that would explain some of the connections and stuff. And where did he do this from?
New Jersey. Livingston, New Jersey.
I've had some people come in.
Browning Street. I think it was 308 Browning Street. Livingston, New Jersey. That's the only address that I ever heard come out of his mouth from New Jersey.
That's very cool of you to understand and remember that. 308 Bradley Street, Livingston, New Jersey.
I remember everything. It sounds dumb, okay? Like this is the fucking thing this is the mental part that they did to me, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna explain the physical part super quick, okay? Dennis beat the fuck out of me on 4 different occasions. 2 occasions I gave him a reason to. I never physically assaulted him, never said I was going to. I put my hands up, and then in self-defense, and then I put my hands back down. On more than 10 occasions, Jerry has made me try to fight him. 3 occasions I did fight him, and I beat the fuck out of him. I put my elbow into his chin one time and knocked him out cold. He knocked me out cold a couple times as well. And we did that stupid lean against the wall and put the arms on your chest and breathe out knockout challenge.
I have no idea what you're talking about, but it sounds yeah.
Like if I were to hold you in this position, even if you struggled against me, you would still be knocked out.
Okay.
And when I told him stop, because we agreed that if one person told the other stop, we would stop. I was actually trying to get knocked the fuck out, and then I realized, holy shit, I'm killing brain cells. Like I can't see shit anymore, and I'm still feeling the pain. I can't see anything.
Good time to have epiphanies before you fade off. So
Yeah, like I was like, oh shit, like I need to get out of here. But the thing is, I'm so weak from the oxygen depletion into my brain. I'm going like this. I'm like pulling. I'm like, up. And he's holding me, and I'm thinking in my brain, I'm barely able to think at this point. I'm like, he's trying to kill me. And I'm like, fuck. And that would have been my last word. Fuck would have been like my last word, man. I said, fuck. And I'm going like this. shaking. And then I'm like, if I'm shaking, that means I'm on the ground now. Like, if I'm able to shake and move back and forth, that means I'm not against something. And then I realized my brother's giving me CPR. And I'm going like this, and I'm like, I can't see shit.
That or he was trying to make out with you too hard and you just passed out. I'm sorry, I made a horrible joke. That's bad.
Dark humor, bro. No.
Yeah, no, I'm bad.
No, that ain't helping your case.
It's alright, bro.
No.
You wake up to Jerry kissing you, bro. That's
no.
a
I'm gonna tell you something that completely changed it. Like if you just waited one more sentence, you wouldn't have made that joke.
Oh fuck me.
What happened?
I'm not responsible. Now I'll cut it out. Go ahead.
No, you're fine. That's fucking funny, dude. The courtroom would be laughing if they heard that shit. Half the people would be really offended, and then the other half with dark humor would be laughing.
Every person in the courtroom is gonna go. That's me, actually. I make the comments that are offensive, but.
That's funny as well.
Let's reveal the trap that I just stepped my foot into. Let's do this.
Okay.
Continue, sir. I'm sorry.
When he started doing that, literally, do yourself a favor. Look at that light in the corner of the room. You see how it's like, when you look at the light, obviously it's bright as hell, and then the area around it is like a lighter, and then it like dissipates into black.
No.
That's what I saw, and then I realized I was coming back. Like I was coming too. And my brother, he fucking he didn't do that mouth to mouth shit. He just did the heartbeat thing, like doing the staying alive.
Well, that may have not helped. He probably was just trying to freaking.
He just tried to fucking kill me, and when he told me to stop, I stopped.
Maybe he was trying to do whatever he could after you passed out in the panic.
I think he really wanted me to pass out so I wouldn't be a bitch. And then when I fell and hit my head, which is what happened on the tile floor. Tile. Not carpet, not grass. At least it isn't concrete, but tile. What the fuck? Like, who the hell doesn't even try to catch their brother on the way down? Because I remember blacking out and then seeing like a purple outline. Like that's how bad, like I could not breathe. And I didn't have no oxygen because I depleted all of it out of my body. I went like this. Go. And I just got a little PTSD from even saying that. But from Jerry, from Dennis, the worst thing that Dennis did, and Dennis is dead now, by the way. He had a sleep apnea, which she's afraid of.
All you gotta do is take the light off and it goes right away. My brother Jeremy doesn't have any feeling.
Thing is,
but it's ladies fuck brother, we now need to kind of wrap this. Do you want to continue going? I would.
I'm gonna cover the Dennis part,
okay.
And then I'm gonna cover my sister.
And I was gonna say,
and then I will be
it's kind of very important, and I would like to have it done right.
Yeah.
So.
We've gone on for 28 minutes exactly.
Okay.
So this is quite a big piece of evidence. This is my testimony.
Well, this is your context and your background and your.
Yeah, this is everything like that I am.
I got you.
I
was wanting to say.
Yeah, and I'm an anonymous witness. That's why I haven't said my name, not my age, nothing.
Well, I would be giving a judge your age, but that is one person who makes it their entire existence to make sure that your identity is kept secret and nobody can ever find it.
All right, that's good. That's good.
Something like
that. Yeah, that's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
So.
Children are protected.
I have a question after this, and I'll let you think about it, but don't give me an answer right now. Where would we be without power? Think about that. Not electrical power, but not mental powers, but law powers.
It depends. We could be in.
Think on your answer. No answer right now.
I actually do know. But
you already have your answer?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Because I study government very much. If we didn't have law powers, basically that would mean that whatever somebody can get away with at the time became legal and allowable, or at least what people can
like
get
no,
away with.
the judicial branch.
Yeah, because there's nobody to stop them, so everyone becomes whatever people kind
like
of
an outlaw.
Yeah, it's kind of nice. But so there's got to be a standard of what you can expect to not have happen and what other people will defend you on. And that's not what we have. What people don't know is that actually in the United States, everybody's supposed to be a cop. We're all supposed to be armed. We're all supposed to be given guns from the government and taught how to use them. That's the point in the militia, that was our police. We were the police.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody was our own police. You had to have evidence and a fucking jury. So Sorry, you don't do that. But anyway, I could keep talking, so I'm gonna keep doing.
Yeah.
That's my answer.
That's
there.
history. That's history.
But yeah, if we didn't have law,
that's one thing. You can actually teach me shit. Louise and Robert don't. Jerry don't.
I've been doing this a long time, so I'm glad.
Seriously, like you teach me stuff. Like I've learned so much since I've been here. Seriously, like it's amazing. Seriously though, like this is the part where I'm gonna have to get into some heavy shit. All right.
Okay.
Catherine was self-harming this entire fucking time.
Oh no.
Really getting into it. Like I'm talking like probably 80 cuts per night.
Oh no.
Every night. 40 on each arm. Literally rows, all the way down. And then one night she decided to go ahead and take a bath, like do her thing, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But it was a really long fucking bath. And I knocked on the door. And what I did was I took a towel and I threw it over her, like into the bathtub. I threw it over her because I knew some shit had gone down. Because I had called her and her music stopped and she would have pressed a different song. Her playlist is only 20 minutes for the shower, so she knows how to get out. I waited another 15 minutes, she didn't come out. And I go in, and I'm expecting to see her cut up, you know. She's not cut. She's sitting on the toilet, completely, you know, not doing anything. Because I didn't even look in there, I just threw it. Because I didn't want to even look in the mirror. She's just completely covered, and she's like, what do you think? She spent the last 35 minutes listening to music about killing people, sitting on the toilet while cutting herself, while the fucking faucet is still going. That's gotta show you that she's not okay.
Well, I guess not if that's not a normal thing. And if it's not normal to somebody who knows that well, then
Yeah.
it's not normal.
Okay, so that's my sister.
Yeah.
That's one thing that nobody takes into account. That's my fucking sister, my only sister.
I took that into account. I always wanted a sister. My sister died on birth before she was born.
If my sister dies, everybody dies. If she dies because of somebody, everybody dies. Anyone who said any word that hurt her, anyone that touched her in the wrong way, anyone that raped her, because that happened. I have names, bro. Ray. I don't have a last name. Ray. I know his house. I was so close to having one of my ex-gang members, one of my friends, to call a hit on his house. I was that close. And I didn't, because she asked me not to. That will show you, that is proof. That's self-incriminating shit, but that is proof of how much I love my sister. She tells me to not do something, I'll fucking listen. Except for when she tells me to not go to my mom Deborah's house. That's the only thing I wouldn't listen about. And I haven't gone there since last time.
I would like to pause this because I want to pay better attention, and I'm super fucking tired.
Mm-hmm.
I want to be able to metabolize what you just said about Catherine too, because
She was forcefully, this is the last bit. She was forcefully 5150 by my mom's sentimental institutions, and she was kicked out. And Louise, here's the biggest one. For all three of us that we can all vouch on, Jerry supports mom. 100%. Catherine and I don't. Steven and I don't.
Did Louise know that she was cutting herself, and did she report it to anyone? Everything that happened during the day?
She knew that she was cutting and taking prescription meds that didn't even belong to her.
And did she report it to the authorities?
No.
Okay, that's in danger.
And she's a mandated reporter because of her government job.
Right.
You know, she's a registered nurse at Kaiser.
Does she really work for Facebook?
Huh?
Steven said she worked for Facebook.
Not as a staff member, no.
Okay, yeah, no, that was the way she got in contact with Shelley Lydia Tyson, was while he was getting the babysitter there. That babysitter was giving his mom wasn't supposed to have contact with
Sean Jensen, her son. This is again the last bit. That's the fattest one I've seen over there. But the last thing I would say, because other witnesses waking up.
Mm-hmm.
Sean Jensen and Eric Jensen. Eric Jensen used to be a smoker and a drinker, and he's an ex-gang member.
Okay.
He has 2 kids now, but here's some really weird shit. Ethan and Louie both ended up touching kids because I believe that they had been touched by Eric and Michelle, or an older brother. Not Bruce. Bruce is completely cool. He is out. He's just an innocent kid in a fucked up family.
Understood.
That's it. Bruce is completely fine. I'm that Bruce. I'm trying to be an innocent kid in a fucked up family. That's what other witnesses. Same exact thing. Same exact thing for him over there. We're all trying to be good, and we're literally meeting in the middle of an intersection. That's what it is. We're all coming together, and we're all waiting for the green light. When it's green light, it's gone. And that's it for today. Yeah, so there's my evidence, and
in the morning or whenever I'll get done my way. I
when
appreciate
you
this.
wake.